If you've ever felt like an amazing woman just doesn't take you seriously, chances are you made this critical mistake, and the worst part, you likely didn't even notice it. Here's the truth: no matter how sharp you look, how much you earn, or how charming you think you are, if you don't grasp this one key concept, you'll always stay invisible to the woman you truly want. And I'm not saying this for dramatic effect. A few years back, I met a guy who seemed to have it all: tall, athletic, had a top-tier job, and drove a luxury car. He was always at high-end events, dining with influential people. Yet there was a problem. There was one woman, not just anyone, someone who consumed his thoughts daily. The kind who, when she walks into a room, makes everything else disappear. But she didn't see him the way he saw her. He'd invite her out, and while she'd accept, she often canceled. He brought her gifts, gave thoughtful attention. Still, she saw him as just a friend. He tried to prove his worth, but she only had eyes for someone else. Now, this other guy, on paper, he was nothing special. Average looks, modest career, but there was one thing he had that the first guy never understood. And that is what makes a woman see you not as another option, but the option. Here's the mistake most men make. They think attraction is logical, that if they check all the boxes, good looks, stability, politeness, she'll eventually choose them. But attraction doesn't work that way. It's not about what you have, it's about what you project. If you don't shape her perception and don't radiate the kind of energy that triggers emotional engagement, you'll always be the friend, the brother, or worse, irrelevant. What I'll share in this video aren't gimmicks or shallow tactics. These are 7 principles that can transform an average man into someone unforgettable. The same ones discovered by men like Neil Strauss after observing the most magnetic men alive. These work because they're rooted in psychology, not just image. First, understand this: attraction begins before she even speaks to you. Most guys think they need to impress women, so they obsess over their outfit, their lines, their wit. But here's the truth: her first impression isn't based on you, it's based on how you make her feel. That changes everything. Let me tell you a story. At an exclusive LA party full of high-status people, 2 men walk in. One is society's image of perfection: tall, sharply dressed, confident smile. The second is plain. Nothing about him stands out. But here's what happens: the first man approaches women, struggles to say the right things, overdoes compliments, tries hard to show confidence. But something feels off. His body language reveals he's seeking approval. He's trying to prove value. Meanwhile, the second guy, he's not trying to impress anyone, yet women gravitate toward him. They laugh, lean in, open up. It's not his words, it's his vibe. While one man chases attention, the other creates emotional impact. That's the difference. Female attraction is emotional, not logical. It's not the car, job, or muscles. It's how she feels in your presence. Here's a key principle: emotional mirroring. Women don't just hear what you say, they feel the energy you radiate. If you approach nervously, feeling less than, she'll mirror that subconsciously. But if you show up calm, centered, grounded, she'll respond in kind. Ever seen a man walk into a room and people just notice? It's not because of his looks, it's his energy. He's not fishing for approval, he's just present. So how can you use this now? Simple. Next time you're talking to a woman, stop focusing on what to say. Ask yourself, how do I want her to feel? If it's comfort, then be relaxed and light. If it's intrigue, embrace the mystery. If it's attraction, let tension build, don't rush. Women sense more than words. Their first impression forms in seconds, and it's based on what you project. Once you understand this, you stop chasing attraction and start sparking it. That's the line between forgettable and unforgettable. Some men walk in and instantly seem powerful, not because they're the richest or most handsome, but because their presence has weight. They're magnetic without saying much. Why? It comes down to one powerful concept Neil Strauss discovered: the solid frame. Your frame is your internal world, how you see yourself, and how certain you are in who you are. Men with a solid frame don't seek validation. They don't try to fit in, they're not asking, am I good enough? They carry an unspoken message. This is who I am, take it or leave it. That's presence. Seeking validation means proving your worth. Presence means knowing your worth and letting others feel it. And here's the truth. Women sense this immediately. Walk in nervously, trying to impress. She feels it, and the attraction drops. Walk in calm, grounded, self-assured. She notices even before you speak. So how do you develop this presence without being arrogant? Try this 3-step exercise, the king's posture. Before entering a room, stop, relax your shoulders, deep breath. Imagine you own the space not from ego, but from inner confidence. Own eye contact, don't scan for approval. Keep your gaze calm, steady, neither intimidating nor shy, just present. Confident voice, slow down. Speak clearly. When a man with presence talks, others listen. Once you do this, the entire vibe changes. Women respond, men respect you, and you stop needing anyone's validation, because your presence already says everything. That's what separates those who blend in from those who stand out. At that point, what you say matters less. Your energy speaks before you do. When a woman feels that the first time she meets you, that's how she starts seeing you as the man in her life. Women don't fall in love with facts, they fall in love with stories. If you don't have a story, you're just noise. Like a book with no title, a movie with no plot. Why do movie heroes become instant crushes? Not because of their looks, but their story. They carry a presence built on experiences, pain, wins, setbacks, transformation. And that's the key. What attracts a woman isn't just who you are today, it's the journey that made you that way. But most men, they don't share their story. When asked about themselves, they give cold facts. I'm an engineer, I work out, I like movies, boring. Now listen to this. I've always chased big challenges. It's why I became an engineer. Once in college, I took on a project everyone said needed a month. I did it in a week. I wanted to prove it could be done. That's a story. So how do you craft one? Use this 3-part formula. Initial struggle, start with a real challenge or failure. Transformation, explain what you learned, how it changed you. Current purpose, show who you've become and where you're headed. For example, I was painfully shy as a kid. Public speaking terrified me, but one school event changed that. I was forced to speak, palms sweaty, heart racing. When I finished, people actually listened. That moment changed everything. Now, speaking confidently is second nature because I earned it. See the difference. Vulnerability builds empathy. Transformation leaves an impression. Now, here's your exercise. Think of a defining moment in your life. Break it into where you were before, what happened, and what you learned, who you are now because of it. Next time you talk to a woman, share that story, not facts, because stories stick. And if she remembers your story, she'll remember you. Ever wonder why some guys don't even try, yet attract women effortlessly, while others give their all and get friends owned? It's because scarcity creates value. Many men think being always available makes them attractive. Reply instantly. Say yes to every plan, always around, but here's the truth. What's easy to get loses its appeal. What's rare becomes desirable. Luxury brands, VIP events, exclusive anything, they're attractive not because of quality alone, but because not everyone gets them. Same with people. A man who's always free, always saying yes, always chasing, loses value. A man with purpose, independence, and boundaries becomes irresistible. But here's where many mess up. They fake it. They play games, ignore texts, act aloof. That doesn't work. True attraction comes when your time is genuinely valuable, because your life has purpose, with or without her. She'll sense the difference between someone playing hard to get and someone who is hard to get because he's fulfilled. So how do you apply this the right way? Start simple. Stop replying immediately just to show interest. Don't cancel plans because she messaged you. Don't orbit her world, make yours worth entering. If every moment with you feels unique, she'll want more. If she can have you any time, she won't value you. Here's a 7-day challenge to build magnetism. Day 1. Delay replies. Respond on your time, not hers. Day 2. Say no to last minute invites. Respect your own plans. Day 3. Do something fun without telling her. Be less predictable. Day 4, share less upfront. Leave space for curiosity. Day 5, speak your truth, not what you think she wants to hear. Day 6, change your environment. Break routine. Day 7, reflect. Has her interest increased? If yes, she's starting to realize you're not like other men. Now, here's the final key. Some men aren't unforgettable because they're perfect, but because they create emotional anchors. Science shows the brain ties people to strong emotions. Doesn't matter if it's adrenaline, laughter, or vulnerability. If you're there in that emotional moment, she'll remember you. Have you noticed certain memories stay vivid? A deep 3 a.m. talk, an intense laugh, a moment your heart raced. What matters isn't what you did, it's how you made her feel, and that feeling, it becomes a memory with you in it. So how do you anchor that? 3 ways. Adrenaline, try something unexpected. A suspenseful movie, playful teasing, even a bold question. Laughter, not forced jokes, but spontaneous, real connection. Vulnerability, share something meaningful. Not weakness, just truth. Don't talk about weather. Talk about why you are the way you are. Then, shift conversations from surface level to emotional depth. Ask, what's the most exciting or unexpected thing you've experienced? When she answers, don't just nod. Match it with your story. When done right, in under 10 minutes, you'll create more connection than most men manage in weeks. Because in the end, attraction isn't about what you say, it's about what she feels. If she associates you with powerful emotions, you're no longer forgettable, you become unforgettable. And that's the ultimate secret. Every woman has a story of that one guy, the one she can't forget. Not always the hottest, the richest, or the most ideal, but the one who left a mark. It's not luck, it's intentional. So now you understand it's not about fancy lines or acting cool. It's about becoming a man who projects identity, not neediness has purpose, not dependency evokes emotion, not just interest. And when you do that, you don't just attract her, you become the man she never forgets. If you want to be truly unforgettable to a woman, stop trying to win her over and start focusing on becoming the man you're proud of. Build a life that excites you, chase goals that challenge you, and develop a mindset that radiates quiet confidence. When your happiness and purpose don't depend on her response, you shift the dynamic. You become a man of value, not a man seeking validation. Women aren't drawn to perfection, they're drawn to presence, depth, and emotional connection. So leave your story boldly and let her feel it in the way you carry yourself. That's what creates lasting attraction, not trying harder, but becoming more.